Hey, my name is Jason. I got more questions on my question form, so I'm gonna answer them for you today. Uh, right now, actually. Anyway, so I got this first one. I don't know where it came from or when it happened, but that doesn't matter. You guys don't care about that. But it's really awesome. What's your favorite topics to explore when you feel like learning outside of school? How do you find topics to explore or niches to crawl into? I think we both have rather spongy brains, and I want to share in the art of productive consumption. Dude, freaking banger question, first of all. Thank you for this awesome question. Second of all, if I'm being honest, I think a lot of my brain just rolling into like all these topics ends up happening on accident. I learn a lot from all my brothers have a lot of like really special interests and stuff. They're like all two of them are really into sports and have been forever. One of them is just really getting into sports, so I learn a lot about sports and stuff through them. And then sometimes I'll check out like I'll get recommended a sports video or something. I got recommended a really good video essay about like eyes in sports and how players use their eyes and how eyes are really important. And like that's super interesting. And I wouldn't know that that video is interesting or be as engaged in that video without their initial interest in sports and what I know about sports from them, to kind of get me interested. I only really watch sports because of them, and I learn about sports through them, and because of that like precursor knowledge that they've given me, that basic fundamental knowledge and like the rules of games and stuff like that. Um, and also there's a ton of stuff like one of my uh one of my brothers is an aerospace engineer. The other another one is biomedical like researcher, or not biomedical, I think just bio maybe biomedical, I think it is biomedical researcher. Will, let me know if you want to put it in the comments. um and then my other brother's a teacher. So all of them are, really smart and talk about a lot of things from their own lives or from something they are really interested in. And I kind of just learn through osmosis from them a lot of things, a lot of random facts and fun stuff like that. It helps when you have friends who, or close people in your life who are really interested in things, because you just kind of learn about it from being around them. But to answer your question, from things that I explore on my own, because I do, um, most of the time, it's YouTube. I find topics so often on YouTube, and it's random things. There's an archaeology YouTuber I really like. I think it's like Mini Minuteman or something like that is his name. I just stumbled upon his channel and then watched like four of his 2 hour long videos on like random like topics of him like debunking things or him talking about like cool archaeological sites, and I learned a lot about cool archaeology stuff from that. There's a YouTuber I really like called Jenny Nicholson who makes like 4 hour long videos about like Disney stuff, or like no theme park stuff. Because the other one I watched was about this like I think it's called like Everland or something. In it was a theme park that tried to open in Utah, and it was kind of like the whole time. And she went to it and was like talking about it and her experience and like the whole story of it. And I have a theme park like right next to me. I never go to theme parks at all. I don't know why. I just don't. And I really don't really have any interest in theme parks. I'm not like a Disney fan that much, but she's so passionate. She's so interested in it that I get really interested in it, and I get really into it. I just get my YouTube algorithm is just so goaded. I just get random video essays that are so long on random things that end up giving me some like really interesting lore. Like History of the Fast Pass by Defunctland. That is GOAT video. GOAT status video essay. If you haven't watched History of the Fast Pass by Defunctland, go watch it. That's an all-time like GOAT of random information that I don't need to know, but I'm so glad I know it. Same with H Bomber Guy videos. I said this in a comment on my last video. I gave a ton of video recommendations to someone. who asked for them, and you can look at that comment if you want. But H Bomber Guy is so awesome. And also, on my last advice video where I was answering questions, I was looking at my analytics, and apparently plagiarism in YouTube, one of my favorite videos of all time, is like 100% of the views, which it went up to like 700 views last night, just came from that video. So thanks, H Bomber Guy, I guess. Very cool, man. I don't know. There's a lot of you just, when you start coming across weird things that you're not really interested in, but you're willing to sit through anyway, like, you kind of just get fed more and more, and that's mostly how I learn. On the other hand, I also, like, dove down a huge rabbit hole of, are humans naturally selfish, and what is selfishness, and how do different cultures view the self. And I did that because of a question posed in my discussion section that I couldn't stop thinking about. So I read a few papers from psychological journals, and also from political journals and like philosophy journals on the topic, and found some really interesting stuff. I don't think we're naturally selfish. I think we act in our self-interest, but I don't think that means we're selfish. Because your self-interest can also be the interest of the collective, and if you're focused more on the collective than yourself, but you just happen to be benefiting yourself, then that's not selfish. If you want me to do a deep dive explanation of that, please let me know. I'm down to record a whole video of everything I found in that. And yeah, I don't know. I just consume things you're not interested in, you don't think you would be interested in, and just like enjoy. I don't know, just like go along with it. That's where I get the most information from. It is genuinely really hard for me. I had the same question a while ago, because it is hard for me to find a niche and like actively look up a lot of things for it. I did it last night, but it's kind of a rarity in my life. Most of my stuff just comes from me consuming content that happens to be educational. Oversimplified, for example, has a ton of really, really good historical videos that I enjoy, partly because of the history, but also partly because they're just enjoyable videos. So it's things like that. That's where I get most of my information. But also, you say favorite topics to explore when you feel like learning outside of school. I'm in college. I chose my majors purely, and I mean purely, based on what I'm interested in. So I don't have to do a lot of research on my own to learn what I'm interested in. All of the niches I'm interested in are usually covered in my classes, and if they're not, I talk to my professors after class, or do additional research with supplemental materials they give me. So I'm like really interested in political theory, so I take a lot of political theory classes and have correspondence with my political theory professors, and I'm really lucky to have that. I'm really lucky to be in a position where I feel comfortable doing majors I want to do instead of majors that might benefit me more later on. So, yeah. Next question. And this isn't advice. That's why I said I'm answering questions today, not advice. It was in the miscellaneous section. What do you want people to remember about you after you're gone? I thought about this for a while. It's kind of hard to say. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know what achievements I'm going to make. But ideally, I want to be remembered as someone who really cared about everyone and actually wanted to do good for not just myself, but humanity. I feel like there's too much focus on ourselves and our time period and who we are in this moment, and our current state of the world and the problems we're currently facing, and not enough focus on the long term of people. I care so much about everyone right now and everyone later. I want my kids and their kids and their kids and their kids and all of my friends' kids and their kids and their kids and their kids to have good lives just like I'm able to have. And I'm so tired of everyone focusing so much on themselves and this time. So I want to be remembered as someone who cares about everyone and actually cares about everyone and actually wants the good for everyone instead of being out for myself. whatever that may be. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be through activism, like here on YouTube, using my platform for good, or if that's going to be through actually becoming a politician and influencing stuff in a very direct way. I don't know yet. I would love to be a politician. I would also love to be a researcher who researches political trends and how we convince people of things and how people learn things and how people change their minds. That's something I'm really interested in, and I think that research could lend to that cause also greatly. So whatever I end up doing, I think that's what I want to be remembered for. Someone who actually cared. Someone who actually wants the best. So hopefully I can, pursue that. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Let me know what you want to be remembered for down in the comments below. And let me know if you want a video about why we're not actually selfish down below. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.